Bet that sounded perfect for you, huh?
It did.
It did. There's something playing GTA Online with Corey. I noticed something that she doesn't like about it. I want to talk about that and just that kind of game, the casual gamer's mentality, and why she likes Sea of Thieves so much. Because of this feature, which makes sense. And then the games that I chose for you, have you played Sea of Solitude? Does that sound familiar? No? What about Astroneer?
Yeah, I played Astroneer. Yeah, I love the fuck out of Astroneer.
Okay, that's why I picked 5 here. What about A Way Out? It's a co-op game. And me
and Dylan, we started playing that.
So that's a no? You already played?
Yeah.
Okay. What about Spiritfarer?
No, I haven't played that.
Okay. And this other one, I know you haven't played. And I hope you pick this one. That's one. There's a secret one. So I got the 3. I got Sea of Solitude, Spiritfarer, and a mystery one.
Okay, so the other ones, so there's a lot. Well, these three I really, really want you to play. I mean, obviously I wanted you to play, but the 2, they're the same ones as 2 of them are the same as last time. It's just Dead Cells and Ori and the Will of the Wisp. But then the other one is Monster Sanctuary. These 3 because these 3 I equally want you to play.
That's fine.
Because
you can pick however you want. Yeah, that's fine. I just thought I'd pick 3 different ones. That way we're not like just substituting one in at least. So I thought. Plus, I wanted to look at. I didn't even know. There's so many games on Game Pass. Oh my god. Oh my.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, there is.
And then let's get into. Is there anything specific you want to talk about?
Yeah, just Outriders and
normal stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Okay. Hey everybody, this is the Video Games and Nonsense Podcast. I'm Chase Carter. This is
Raymond Woods.
Not Ray Woods. Last week it was Ray Woods. You're going by Raymond Woods. Are you done with that?
Whatever. Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to know. And this is a podcast where we talk about video games and nonsense. And the first topic is what we've been playing. So Ray, what have you been playing lately? Outriders. How are you liking it? Because I got a text message late at night, you bitching about the always online component and not being connected.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, always online. Okay. I mean, it's just how like SimCity 4 and then Diablo 3 was. How long could we not play SimCity 4 for like a day or two? Because when it came out, and that's one of the reasons I never play those games right when they come out, because they never work. But see, that's the thing. I had no idea. I had no idea until it was released. I had no idea that, even in the demo, I had no idea that Outriders was always online. I had no idea. Or else I would have waited. I'm like, okay, I'm going to.
It's in the, I know it's on the box art. I know that because I was listening to a podcast and a listener wrote in talking about how he didn't know it was always online, but it's right on the box. So if you know,
yeah, but we don't play that. We don't buy the we don't buy the
it's on
physical
the
copy.
It's on the store, like in the.
I didn't notice it at
all.
I know.
It's something that we have to start looking for, and then being like, oh, this is an online persistent game, so I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to get it within the first 2 or 3 weeks. Let them work all the kinks out and then get it.
It's really, really cool. Obviously, you played it. You know how the combat is. Yeah, it's really, really cool.
You love it. I heard it's even more fun co-op.
Oh, yeah. 100%. 100%. And then, so I beat the game. Storyline's really good. And what I really like is the storyline. It actually progresses. It gets progressively better. Like, progressively more mysterious. You're just like, okay, this is really interesting. It's really cool. It's really, really cool. And then your expeditions, like, so the end game ties in with the storyline, which is really, and the way they do it, I'm not going to spoil it, the way they do it is really, really cool. Really, really well done. Very, very cool.
Okay. And
then the only thing that there are a couple things, obviously the bugs and glitches, but for gameplay, so you have your common, uncommon, epic, and then legendary, all that kind of stuff.
How they always do in every looter game. And
so, of course they're gonna do that.
I don't know why that bothers me, but when I see like colored, tiered, like in the names, it just every game does that. So I'm waiting for a company to do something different. I don't know how it would be different or what they could do.
That's that genre. It's just like, it's just like
no, but there's something. There's
like
gotta
an
be
RPG.
A way there's got to be something that you can do to make it feel, but you don't want, like me if I was a game developer, I would want my game to feel different. Like,
well, yeah, of course.
if you want a looter shooter,
But
have it be a little
the
different.
thing is,
I don't know how to.
What's different about Outriders is you can when you dismantle the weapons, you get the attribute for that specific weapon, then you can put it on another weapon that you want specifically.
Oh, okay. Didn't
So you can really build.
The Division try that? I can't remember.
I honestly don't. I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't want to say yes or no, but I don't remember. I don't remember them doing that but Outriders do it very well. They do it very, very well. And it's really, really cool because there's a lot. There's tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 for the attributes, and each one, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. That each one does different things, or has different abilities and stuff like that. But for me, what the problem for me is so for Destiny 1, and Destiny 2, the thing that made the exotics so significant was each exotic had a very specific set attribute. It couldn't be removed or anything like that, obviously. And that's what made the exotics so good. The thing for me is with these legendaries, it comes with now the only way to unlock tier 3 attributes is to get a legendary gear piece or a legendary weapon and then dismantle it. That's how you unlock the tier 3, which I get, I understand. But when I dismantle that, I can use that. I can put that tier 3 attribute on any weapon that I want. So that means that the legendaries aren't technically specific legendaries. So you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Me personally, I believe that they should add, the legendary should have a very specific attribute that cannot be removed. That's only to that's specific to that kind of weapon or gear piece. Then you have the 2 other attributes. That's just my opinion. Now the bugs. The reason, okay,
I love how you just get so mad.
Well, no, dude. This game is, if not as bad, worse than Cyberpunk. I'm not kidding. I'm not joking you at all. Yeah.
I don't think that's accurate. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Now, maybe
I'm randomly hurt, but I think
maybe a little, maybe not as bad, but very bad. Okay. Now here's the reason why. There is a bug where apparently more and more people are experiencing it. Where I think what kind of starts it, I think it can happen randomly, but what starts it is randomly joining people's games, or joining during within crossplay with like console and PC, and all of the loot that you have is wiped from your inventory. All of it.
What do you mean randomly joining someone else's game?
Like just like if you want to be like, hey, I need help with someone with this mission. I want to join someone's game.
Okay, so you can open up your game and like just random people can join in.
Listen to me. They haven't solved this issue yet. This was in the demo. They've known for a long time that this has been out. Okay, since the demo came out, they've known that it's been a problem. Guess what they've fixed so far? Crossplay between PC and console. This right here. This is where I do not understand why game, like maybe it's just it's a bigger problem, so it takes more time.
It might be just an easier fix, but if they've known about it since the demo, but then they would have to. What percentage of players are affected by this?
You
have to like kind of weigh your.
If it's one person,
in the game at all, it shouldn't.
No, if it's just one person, no. But I've been looking it up, and it's a good portion of players. It's to the point where it's like, how is this bug or glitch? How does this not have all hands on deck? How is it not even? They don't even have a time frame. They have an update. So last Thursday, they gave an update for their update, and then they gave us a patch notes. And they told us last Thursday. They said it's gonna be out, I don't know, sometime next week. And I made a joke about that. I was on the mic with Dylan and Ricky, and I said, what is fucking? And the company is People Can Fly. I said, what is People Can Fly? What are they? The fucking drunk uncle? Like the drunk relative that says, hey, well, you tell them, hey, we're going to have a family family get together next week. I guess I'll be there sometime. I don't know. Like, what the fuck did, like, There are people like on PC. There's people's PCs are literally crashing where they have to restart their entire PC. That's more prevalent than the fucking loot glitch.
Well, I would
Like
rather
people's
have
entire
unless
PC.
there's damage. Unless there's damage, I don't know. I don't think crashing your PC, you can just restart it and everything will be fine. Hopefully, I'm guessing, right?
Well, yeah, it helps, but the fact is that the game is literally crashing the PC to where you have to restart it.
But I would rather
That's
have that happen than lose all of my.
Well, of
progress.
course.
That part, that would make me not want to play the game.
No,
that
yeah,
is
no.
One thing that would make me just. Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, no, and there are people. I've seen that. I've seen people like they're saying that they'll be able to have an update to where they can replenish people's inventory. I don't care. I wouldn't care. I'm like, I don't care. I have no desire if that happened to me. I have no desire to play your game. You guys, I don't understand how. Like for me, that would be the biggest red flag. I'm like, we need to fix this immediately. And they kind of just talked about it a little bit. We understand. We're very sorry. Blah 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 blah. You know, we're working on it. Motherfucker,
that's all they really can say. I mean,
well,
I don't know how easy of a fix that would be. But there has to be something that pings on their end, and it gives them like all of your inventory. I'm guessing, like Scott, what you had at that time.
I hope
kind of like a computer backup. Like your computer saves the state it was in like a week ago, and that way, if you lose it, you can just revert back to that state on your computer. I know that. So, well, then can you do that in a video game?
I don't know. But and then another thing. So I have it on PC because I bought it on PC and I just played on Games Pass on Xbox. So PC, I have my character. I can't play it on PC. I can't because there's a glitch with the sound and the visuals of enemies shooting. You see them. I think I told you. You see them standing there shooting, and then
but there's no audio.
You can't hear it or see it. But I'm still getting hit. I've tried to play. I can't play it. It's unplayable. I'm not kidding. It doesn't sound like that bad of a glitch, but when
like I said, that's a huge part. Not knowing when you're getting shot is a huge part.
Dude, I'm like, I can't play it.
Yeah.
I uninstalled the game on my PC and reinstalled it. Still didn't fix it. And then so there's DirectX 12 on PC and DirectX 11, which basically, it's just DirectX 12 is just more powerful to get better graphics or however the fuck it works. Yeah. I degraded down to DirectX 11. Still didn't fix the problem. And I've looked it up. There's no workaround. It's just there until they fucking fix it.
It's just an issue, yeah.
And I'm like, this is literally, there's so many game-breaking glitches. Like Ricky, he can't play the game. He has constant crashes. Not like, I had a crash here. No. Every single time he plays the game, he has a crash at least 2 or 3 times every time he plays. And I'm like,
that would just make me not play the game until they.
That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. He's waiting till the update comes out.
I'm gonna go play a game that works. I'm gonna go play a game that works.
I'm like, and then what baffles me is like, okay, it's great that people can fly. It's great that they're communicating. It's very good that they're communicating with their community. However, the amount of bugs and glitches and how severe they are almost cancel that out. It's like, it don't matter. It doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't understand. This game was even delayed. This game was supposed to come out back in like February, I think. It was delayed for a few months. What were you doing in that time? Nothing? Like that's what, like, was there just even more, like, was their game completely unplayable at that point in February? What? Like, I don't know. I don't get it. But they had the demo version, and I'm guessing that was like a fucking earlier build, like a year or two. So what the fuck did they add that made it so bad? I don't know. But like I said, it's probably just always online. Always online just shits on all games. It doesn't matter what game it is.
Well, I don't know. I've heard game developers in interviews talk about it, and when the build will work fine, like before they go live, and then putting it out there to like, and then just having that amount of the player base play your game. For some reason, issues come up, and I don't understand. And I don't understand. Yeah, I don't get that, because it's like, if there's 10 people playing the game, I can imagine all at once, but in every world, there's only 3 people. It's not like, Call of Duty where there's like 64 people against 64 people, and you have all these different variables going around, and there's physics.
Battlefield? You mean Battlefield?
What'd I say?
Call of Duty.
Oh,
watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
I apologize. Battlefield with the huge player base, and they're all playing on the same map all at once. There's physics, and someone can go haywire. I understand that, but when it's 3 people on a little level, linear, it's not a huge open linear.
Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah, I know.
So I don't get how that could cause a whole bunch of issues.
Mm-hmm.
It just, but maybe there's something on the back end. I have no. I don't even really know what that means.
There's a lot of stuff that I mean, look, from Cyberpunk, we could tell. We already know that game wouldn't just not just CD Projekt Red, but we can tell that a lot of gaming companies, they don't manage their time right. Okay, that's just what it is. Like, and it's so sad, man. I fucking hate it when this happens with games that are so
you get
cool.
you get so excited and then you get let down too easy. You have to have a medium.
No, it's fine. No, I'm not. Like, it's, that's just like, it's fine. I do that about anything, even like a game, like just like a regular game, like, and I get like really, even it's good. But that's just me. That's just who I am. I'm
you're passionate about it. You like it, and that's
but like I said, because the expeditions. Okay, now I will give them points because they did the PlayStation 4 and PC crossplay. They fixed that. Then me, Dylan, and Chris, his brother's nephew. So that by
thanks for the
marriage.
Invite, by the way. Thanks for the invite. Appreciate it.
No. You wouldn't be able to. We're way too high level for you.
Yeah, I know.
Dives like a second. Well, if you want to play, I could just help you out, and whatever mission you need help with, and I'll just kind of stay there.
It's not that. I was just.
You know what?
I don't want to play with you anyway.
But we were playing all together, and Dylan and Chris, they were on PC, I was on Xbox, and it worked pretty well. There was only one crash that I had, and then it worked, fine. And then there was a small glitch where, because you go up world tiers, and Dylan went up to world tier 14, and I was stuck at 13 for a while. Like the experience bar was full, and I wouldn't transition to the next one. And I was getting frustrated. I'm like, because you get a legendary, you get a new legendary after I think it starts at world tier 12 and then up to 15 you get a legendary for each one, because I really, really like that they did that as well. I really, really like that they did that, because those tiers are very, very hard, very, very, very hard. But yeah, so it kind of fixed itself, I guess. I think I went on Reddit and posted. Reddit is really good. I would suggest you get Reddit. You download Reddit because because they have subreddits for really any video game, and then you can post a question on there. If you have a question on something and you have no idea, you can do this with anything, literally anything. If you don't know, like, you could do it about music, you could do it about movies, you could do whatever, and you can just post a question and someone will see it. Post a question in that specific subreddit and someone will see that and answer you. I had like 7 people answer the question because I was talking about the world tier. And I didn't know why. And someone told me, they were like, hey, just someone told me, said, go into, just do a mission, die, and then respawn, and it should fix it. I had another problem where I was in an infinite. Yeah, it worked.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
And then I had another problem where I had joined when they hadn't fixed the crossplay. I had tried joining Dylan, and then I got booted out immediately. Like, I was sent to the fucking dashboard in the game. I didn't even quit out of the game. It was that bad. I went back into the game, and I would go to continue my personal game, and I was stuck in an infinite loading screen. And so I went on Reddit, posted, on the Outriders subreddit, and posted that question, explaining what happened. Dude told me, he said, hey, just go to just continue at a previous point, and it'll fix it. He said he told me it fixed it for him every single time, and it worked. I was like, oh, okay. So if you ever just Reddit, it's really cool. It's really cool.
Get stuck, yeah. Well, that's what I did. I didn't do it on Reddit, but I do Google search with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which I beat, by the way.
Yeah.
Very, very excited. The ending of the story was very
subpar,
not anticlimactic to me. I thought there was going to be this huge battle with Alfred, King Alfred, and there wasn't. But what's cool is he actually, he goes into hiding. He gets kicked off his throne. In real life, this happened to him. He got kicked off his throne. And then he goes into hiding for a few years or whatever, and then builds back up his following, and then takes his throne back and becomes the king of all of England. So in this,
Gotta turn my fan on. I'm listening.
Where are you going? Don't leave me. He just gets up and walks away. But in the story, you're one of the reasons that kicked him out of it. So but then at the end of the story, he tries to kill you, but then you catch up with him in hiding, and then you're friends. And then you kind of let him. It's this weird twist because you go to kill him, and then you're friends and understanding. So it acted like you had this huge understanding. You guys had to fight but didn't want to because you understood, or you had cultural differences or something. I didn't catch that at all. But anyway, that's besides the point. But in that game, there's that, like I told you before, there's the missions with like this pig or whatever that wouldn't progress, and it's still that way. So I was like, and I wanted to do like everything. I wanted to do all the objectives. I wanted to do all the mysteries. I wanted to do everything and complete it. It got to the point where I'm like, I can't, why do this? Why waste time?
Yeah, why wait?
This? Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, I beat it, deleted it. I'm done. And now there's updates saying, oh, we fix all the mission progression. I was like, it's a little late.
Yeah, I don't care anymore. Yeah.
It's April. Yeah. Like I was like, it's April, May. What are we gonna fix it in June, July? The game came out in November. You still having these issues? But yeah, I don't know what. But Outriders, I just don't know why so many of those online games have those issues. I don't.
Yeah, I would say
press the launch button.
Yeah, I would say just about all always online games have had problems, at least from my experience. Especially Diablo 3. Man, Diablo 3 was probably one of the worst launches I've ever seen. Horrible. I think it was, I'm pretty, if I'm not mistaken, it was about a week that no one could play that fucking game. Like,
it just lets you know that if you're looking forward to an online game, do not always buy it when it comes out.
Don't buy it. Don't do it. Just wait.
No point. Unless
or just buy it and then wait.
Yeah, unless there's a single player version of it, I don't know what you'd be doing. But I've been playing. Are you done with Outriders? Or is that what you had to say?
Yeah, no, that's that's it.
Like done playing it. Okay, done. Okay. I've been playing the newer game that I've been playing. I hopped back on GTA Online because it was I wanted to show Corey. I'm trying to get her to play more games and to see different aspects of where games come from and all that stuff. And this is a fun co-op game. And I was like, you can make a female character and we can be in a gang together, basically. Have our own gang or group, and we can go do missions and what have you. I felt really bad killing police officers, and I felt really bad. This is weird. I don't understand. I try to do these missions sneaking around. You can't. And then there's a mission where you go on a military aircraft carrier and just start murdering military people in uniform. And for some reason, I was just like, I always felt bad killing people. I don't run people, civilians on the side of the road. I drive on the street. I don't go crazy but then when police are chasing me, I try to get away. I don't try to kill them. If they get in the way, I run them over. But if I don't go out of my way to kill them all. But for some reason this time it felt really bad, dude. And I don't know what it is. If it's me getting older, I don't know. I didn't want to I was like, is there another mission where I'm shooting gang members? I went through and I went through the game and picked missions specifically where I'd kill gang members and not police officers or military people. I was like, I don't understand. I'd never had a problem with it before. I didn't go out of my way.
The police in Portland, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I was just like, what am I don't understand. I felt bad. But then I got over it, started shoot. But at that initial feeling, I was like, man, this is kind of weird that I'm shooting police officers. I don't really like this. But I was playing that, and she didn't like it. And I wanted to talk to you about this because, in your opinion, she didn't like sitting in the loading screens in Grand Theft Auto because you have a long loading time to get in, and then if you go into your house or whatever, there's not long of a loading screen, but there's a loading screen. And then if you have to get in, when you leave, there's a little bit of a loading screen. And then when you go to launch to do missions, you're out of the world and you're in that lobby. Yeah. It's like ready up, blah, 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 blah. There's all those things. And she's just like, she wasn't having a good time with it. And because she had to play the game for a little bit to rank up into where she had to join me. So you should be able to join someone right away at level 1. You should. Yeah. You should be able to join somebody and have that just everything unlocked right away. I think would be more inviting to newer players. But she doesn't like, well, if I want to go do a mission, why do I have to load into a completely new world where there's nobody? Why can't the mission happen in the world where everybody is?
Hopefully in GTA 6 they'll alleviate that.
Well, I'm just wondering, like, and then I thought about it. What game does she like? Sea of Thieves. That's just, you're in a world, you plop it in, you can do like this, you can do the single player missions. There's no loading screens besides the the mermaid, and she has the Series S. So there's no loading screens for her. When she wants to do a mission, she plops down the table. It's activated. She goes and does it.
Yeah.
So, and then I thought, what if Grand Theft Auto was that world where if you wanted to do a mission, say go get drugs or what have you, you can go do that. But then at the same time, other players around you, maybe not have as many people in that GTA Online map, but just you can intercept, kind of how you can do with Sea of Thieves. You can sink people or destroy them, take their money, take their treasure or whatever, and then go deposit it.
Yeah, yeah.
Say if you have stolen money, you have to turn it in at an ATM or something along those lines. So I was thinking about that to get her the type of gamer she is. She just wants to hop into a world, load in. She wants to be done with loading screens. She doesn't like that. So I was trying to think, how could you make? I don't know if you can make that GTA like that. I don't know. I'm used to loading screens. I'm like, I accepted them. I grew up with them, but she didn't.
What about Red Dead Redemption 2? I don't. Yeah, no, there is. They still have those lobbies.
Yeah, they still have it. They still have them. If you want to do a mission or link up with people, you still have those little things. I was like, oh yeah, huh? But in, I think Red Dead Redemption, it's a little bit cleaner because when at least the parts that I've done.
Yeah, it's newer. Yeah.
There's not. When I do a hunting mission or whatever, I just go up to them and then it kicks us in. It loads, but it doesn't put you in the lobby where you have to like set your armor, your car, your weapon. You don't have to do that. You just hop in and you're sitting on a wagon and then you have to take the wagon somewhere or what have you. So I would say it's more seamless of an experience than GTA Online. But now I'm thinking the next GTA Online, but even if they're going to have one, because this has been out since 2013, and they're still making millions of dollars off of it.
Yeah.
So why would they change? Why would they cut off GTA Online and split the player base?
Yeah, because the majority, I would say just about all gamers, they don't mind that.
No, I don't mind playing it, and it still looks good. I was driving into the city, and the sun was setting in the background. It looked fantastic. I was like, and that's an old game.
Yeah,
that's an old game.
Yeah.
And so and the world is amazing. The detail in the world is still, I don't understand how that game still looks that good. The detail was amazing. It was amazing back then, and it still is. They haven't really had a up-res, like next-gen upgrade version of it. It's still the Xbox One version.
And imagine seeing it on PC at 240 frames.
I don't.
Yeah. Nope.
It was
because, like you said, it's gonna ruin your. It's gonna ruin it.
But it's just I was really impressed with it. It's still really fun. Like the new things they added, you can buy like an underground bunker, which leads to a mission where you buy like a submarine, and then you have this big heist with a submarine, and there's all these you have a motorcycle club now, and the motorcycle clubs they have, and this is all old news to people who played GTA Online, but I haven't played in forever. I forgot that you had to hold down the back button to bring up the quick menu. I forgot how to do that, and I was sitting there for 2-3 hours trying to figure that out. I had to ask someone in the lobby. But there's a lot of things they added, obviously, since I played it in 2015 or whatever the last time I played it. But besides the loading screen, it's an interesting thing. I was playing with her, and she enjoyed the interactions with all the other people. She didn't like being in our own map with nobody else but her and I. She's like, well, where's the other people?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh. And so she had fun. Someone like just ran up to her, and she's like, oh no. And she, you know how she freaks out like a child. She oh no, there's a guy here. I think he's a real person. And like the guy just gets in the car with her, and then she just starts busting out, died laughing. That was the most entertaining thing to her, that another player can come in and just get in her car. And he's like, he's just sitting in my car. What's he doing? She's dying, cracking up. And she's like, what do I do? And I'm like, I don't know what you do. I was like, you can kick him out of your car. You can set the settings. I was like, do you want him out of your car? And she's like, well, I don't know what he's going to do. And I was like, well, kind of like real life. You don't know what people are going to do, so you can kick him out of your. I showed her how to do that. She's like, oh, okay, but I like that he can get in my car. I'm like, oh God, never. And then she spent like an hour and a half shopping.
Oh yeah, of course.
yeah. She did a mission or two, got like $100,000, and then she just like, ooh, I want to go to the nice store, and I was, can we do more missions to get more? That's what but those are the little things she likes. And then she went and played darts in the she liked the dart game, and then they explained in the dart how darts work. She never understood how darts works. You count down from 301 or whatever how that is. But it's interesting seeing what she liked about that game because it has so much in it.
Yeah.
It was interesting to see.
It's just so much shit.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. But let's do the game. The game.
Okay.
Okay. So what three games do you have for me, sir?
So I have the Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Okay.
Dead Cells and then Monster Sanctuary.
Okay. I have Sea of Solitude.
Okay.
Spiritfarer.
Okay.
And NHL 21.
That's
NHL,
right. No.
Yep. So.
I know nothing about hockey.
I know. That's what's going to be funny about it. And because
I come back, I'm like, dude, I really like it.
Like the Pittsburgh Penguins are my favorite team. I'm like, okay, but like, you should play the there's like a GM mode where you're like one person, and then you can also play like the franchise mode, or just play like that. I don't want you to play one game of hockey and then be like, I'm done. I want you to build a character, figure out like the
figure everything out
and all that stuff. Yeah. Okay, so I got one here. I got three things here. Which one do you want the middle? This is my right hand. You want middle, right, or left?
I'll do left.
Left, my left hand. Okay, so I'm keeping this all on camera, so it's not.
It's all right, Chase.
So I want to be honest here. Spiritfarer.
Okay, all right.
That Spiritfarer is yours.
That's on Games Pass?
Yep.
Okay.
100%. I just got off the Xbox. Okay, which one's your left hand? Is that one? I can't tell.
This one's my left hand.
Left hand. Okay, I'll pick middle.
Middle. All right.
So drop it. Drop. It looks like you're old, like a male, like a letter.
Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool. So I got to play Ori. Spirit. I'm gonna write that down.
Very nice. Very nice.
I gotta play Ori.
Spiritfarer.
Brenda. Okay.
Linda.
Who's Linda? Linda? I want to talk to you about. There's some interesting video game news
about Battlefield.
Yeah, there's some Battlefield. I don't have that one up, which is what I should. Let me bring this up. Battlefield 2021 rumor to be added. Okay. Okay, this is a new. What day is today? April 12th. On April 7th, Battlefield has begun seeing lots of press coverage lately with numerous leaks blocking it. And this is by thegamer.com rumor. Battlefield 2021 will be on Xbox Game Pass day one.
Wait, what?
It's a rumor that this is from thegamer.com. Rumor Battlefield 2021 will be added to Xbox Game Pass day one because remember it's EA and you can play EA games on Xbox Game Pass. But usually it's not the newer ones though. It says Battlefield 2020 is seeing a lot of press coverage lately, and Twitter. The game is releasing later this year. It's been officially confirmed by EA. However, apart from that, we've got no official details on the new Battlefield installment of the franchise. Earlier this month, there was a rumor that hinted at the possible map-changing natural disasters that could take place in 2021, like the tornadoes and all that stuff. We've got more news from the same leaker, and it says the leaker here of the Xbox Era podcast. During the podcast, episode 51, he revealed there's a third-party AAA first-person shooter that is highly likely to be launching in Xbox Game Pass this fall. That's what he said. So apparently, since he has links to that, they suspected it to be 2021. So there's no official news story, but there's that rumor. But there's another rumor with like the 64 versus 64, the tornadoes and all that stuff. But that would be interesting because EA usually doesn't lead like day one. Yeah. It doesn't come out day and date usually with their games.
EA hears that rumor.
Yeah. Usually it takes a few months because I know
laughing off.
Yeah, because I know when FIFA came out, Corey wanted to play FIFA 21, and when it came out, you couldn't get it right away on Game Pass. I think now you can, but I think it has to be so many months, whatever the deal is with them. But that would be interesting because do you think that Outriders would be as popular if it wasn't on Game Pass?
Yeah.
You think it'd be the same?
Yeah, because the demo came out. People were able to play the demo, and they were able to play the demo as long as they wanted to, and they were able to still the company updated the demo. So yeah, that grabbed everyone. They're like, oh, okay.
But you don't like how many more hundreds of thousands of people or millions of people are playing it because like I would have never played that game. I wouldn't have spent a second.
Well, yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, but I mean, I guess it could, because you don't have to spend $65 on console.
Yeah, to try it out. And then I'm thinking if they want Battlefield to compete with Call of Duty, which Call of Duty has a free to play option,
that's just Warzone. That's just Warzone.
Yeah, I'm saying they have a free to play option. It's not free to play, but they have a free to play They have a thing to get people into the game to entice them to buy more, to play more, to buy more,
well,
to get into that ecosystem.
You know what's funny though?
It's Battlefield. Well, I want to get this thought out. It's Battlefield.
yeah.
If it's on Game Pass, this is all rumor. But if they want as many people playing Battlefield as possible for them to realize, hey, this is a better game than Call of Duty.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Where would the middle ground be? Like you can release a free-to-play version, which you're not going to get any money for. You could possibly do it. Or release it on Game Pass where because if a game comes out on Game Pass, Xbox pays them a chunk of money to have it on Game Pass for so often. So they get their money, or at least a portion of it, and then they get this influx of like, there's going to be millions of people playing that game because it's on Game Pass. That never played it. They're going to be like, hey, what's this? What I heard it's better than Call of Duty, but I'm never going to pay for it. It's like me with Outriders. I never would have played it. But then how many people did what I did but then got hooked on Outriders and played it for hours and hours and hours? Like hundreds of thousands of people? Like millions? Like how many? Yeah. What is it? Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. That's on down. I forgot what I was going to say. Well,
it's like a business decision because I brought up how many people played Outriders because it was on Game Pass, and that was the same thing with Battlefield. I think that would be a smart idea because it would, because they're the second tier. They're not as popular as Call of Duty. So
another thing
get those people to come play your game.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. But EA, they probably won't do that. I mean, it'd be, it's kind of like
if you're going to make more money,
yeah.
Like, and you're going to try it out on something, why not be the first next gen Battlefield? Like, hey, all this shit that you saw, like you can't blow up anything on Call of Duty. You can blow up everything here on Battlefield. You can do whatever you want. Like when I play Battlefield, it makes Call of Duty feel stupid.
Well, yeah, of course, especially dude, even if Battlefield didn't have like the destruction that it has, just the gunplay for me at least, and I know for a lot of people, the gunplay for me warps Call of Duty because it's actually real. It's actually real. You're not sitting here getting fucking shot a mile away from someone holding a fucking SMG and running full speed. I got you. I'm a mile away. How'd you get me? It's because it's Call of Duty. Anyways, actually, there's a very well-known, very popular YouTuber. He goes by the name of Jack Frags on YouTube. He did a poll.
I think I've heard you bring him up before.
Yeah, he did a poll on YouTube asking his community, and he's got I think he has 3 to 5 million subscribers, and he gets well over 300,000 views on every single video, well over it. And he asked his community if they think that the next Battlefield should have a BR, and just about all of his entire community, and it'll show the votes. I think it had. Oh man, it had I think 70,000 up to 100,000 votes. Just about all of them said no, Battlefield should not have a BR. I was like, I had no idea.
That's interesting.
No idea. Yeah, me personally, I mean,
I don't know. Have it, but not have it be the focus or anything. I mean, what's wrong with having an extra game mode that?
That's how Firestorm was, though.
Yeah, but they just need to put Firestorm. For me, it was loading times. It was fun to play. But the loading times took forever for that game. And then the game, I suck, so I would die instantly. So I'm like, I'm not going to sit in the load. When I have those other game modes where I can die and then come back 10 seconds and then play in the back and forth of the warfare, like taking over an objective, losing it, back and forth. That's fun. But then in BR, you get killed, you're done. That's it. So unless they have some kind of thing to keep people playing, I don't think it's.
I mean, I'm the same. I don't really play BRs anymore. I mean, I might play Fortnite with Dylan and Ricky, but that's just because that's just a multiplayer game that we really only play. I mean, Dylan and I will jump back in Battlefield a good amount of times and have a fucking blast. But yeah, that's really I don't play Apex anymore. I'm done with Apex. I don't play that anymore. I don't obviously I don't play Warzone. I think I told you that, right? Apex. I don't play Apex anymore because I was I was a big Apex fan, but it's just man, that game. There's a lot of shit that don't make sense in that game. Oh, man.
And you don't have to play it. If you don't like the game, you don't like certain aspects of the game, you don't have to, there's so many games out there. Why play a game that annoys you?
And that's the best way for them to change your shit. I mean, but anyways, but yeah. So
I was getting annoyed with Halo. I was playing it was Combat Evolved with Corey, and I was losing my mind because I was playing on heroic difficulty for her. And then I was getting in a Banshee, and the Banshees you can't dodge. You can't flip in the first one. You can't roll. And I'm just sitting there, I'm shooting, and then a perfectly placed Wraith cannon, glow blue ball of energy comes from miles away, just, and I can't move. I can only go straight. I can't do any kind of maneuvering. Yeah. Then just boom, hits me over and over and over. There's no reason to get into a Banshee in the first Halo. It was so dumb. And then the grunts had those the green what were they called? Yeah, it was like it wasn't the green charge pistols. It was like they shot a bigger green ball. I forget. I remember the name earlier. I used to be really into Halo lore. I read all the books and everything, or 3 of the books. It was all the books at the time. But plasma cannons, I think. But they would shoot me, and I couldn't tell. Fusion cannon, yeah. I couldn't tell which way they were coming from, and they were behind me. But when you would get in the Banshee, you would go up, and they'd just be sitting on this thing right behind you, and I couldn't do any. I was like, where? And I got so angry. I got mad how you get mad at games, and then I realized I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I getting mad at this game that came out in 2001? Like, I don't understand. Like, there's going to be issues with the game. I understand this. I was like, okay, that's not. And I'm sitting there yelling. I'm like, this is dumb. And I put the competitive score on. Like, you can have a competitive score, and I'm losing points every time I die. And so I think maybe that's the reason I'm getting mad, because I want to get a high score. But for who am I getting a high score for? I don't. Nobody. It doesn't matter.
But the side comes out, man.
But because there's that number there, and I'm not competing with anybody, no one's going to see it. Nobody cares. I'm like, I'm going to play that off. Maybe that's
dude. You want to know what's funny? So you know how, because like in Halo 1 and Halo 2, well, I'll say Halo 2 because they didn't have like an actual online multiplayer for Halo, just the original Halo.
Yeah.
Halo 2, I had gotten a while ago. Yeah, I know, but I had gotten the the Halo. What it comes with all the Halos, whatever.
Yeah, the Master Chief Collection. That's what I'm playing. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I got that on PC because I was like, Halo on PC. Yeah, say no more. I played Halo 2. I can never play that game again, dude. And the reason why, I tried to sprint, and my character's. I'm like, oh my god, I'm slow, dude. I was losing my mind. It was so bad. And then you can't aim down sights.
Yeah,
right? You can't do that.
No, the only thing you can zoom in with the pistol and the sniper. That's it.
But it's not aim down sights. It's just like your visor.
Yeah. So those features, because we've played games so much with aim down sights. Yeah. And then if you just shoot like this, you're not accurate. If you just shoot without aiming, I couldn't do it. It's a completely different way of playing it with 2 features removed. Because in Halo we were in the levels are like monstrously big, like the walkways, and you go into these underground caverns that are huge, and you're sitting there. No sprint.
Why don't we have a vehicle?
Why don't? Yeah, I'm just thinking. Like, you didn't give us a vehicle. Like, we came in that way with a vehicle, so it was fine. But then our vehicles got destroyed, and they didn't give us any vehicles out. And then you go through this. Like they funnel you in. You have this big wide area, and then you have a little funneling where you can't fit the vehicles through. And then when we came back, the vehicles weren't there. So we had to go on foot the whole way back. And I'm just like, I don't remember this taking so long. I don't remember this being, and we're sitting there just walking. And Corey was like, why isn't there a sprint button? I was like, this game was made in 2001. There's not, or before that. It was developed in the 90s. So like, it's not, sprinting wasn't a thing.
For her, she was like, oh, no.
Yeah, but I mean, she's still having fun because it's still a fun game. She's still, she loves the grunts. Like all the stupid shit they say. They're like, they're everywhere or whatever. Yeah, like she loves that. And then the what. And then when they laugh at ha 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 ha, she cackled at all that stuff when she dies. But it's still an incredibly fun game to play. Like the gunplay is still awesome, but it's spaced out so much that like when you get to those battles, and then the music, oh my God, the music when it kicks in.
Bungie, man, they really did that. They really overdid it, bro.
There's not Marty I know the man's name, the orchestrator, music designer, is Marty O'Donnell. This guy, I don't know what he did or if he just made it perfect. And then once the fight, like there was a certain fight, it was like and then so it gives you chills. And then when it ends, I didn't realize it when I was younger. When the music ends, it's like when you get to a certain part, and then there's like a and then there's the music drops, and it's not like Gears of War where anytime you get in a fight, you hear that dum dum, and then everyone's dead at that point.
Yeah.
It's not. It wasn't that, but it was just like a natural thing. You go past this one you just go through a hallway or whatever, and then the music ends at that point, and this big old little drum thing, and I was like, I haven't played a game like ever since then that has those moments in it to where the music.
Well, I don't know. Battlefield does have that. Battlefield has that because in multiplayer. Because me and Dylan, we've been playing, and me and Dylan, we've been winning. We'll be like the match about to end, and that music kicks in. Listen to me. I felt like I was in a movie. Okay, I literally it's just like Halo. Like you feel like you're in a fucking movie. But like I remember towards the game would be about to end. Me and Dylan were winning, and the music there've been multiple times where me and Dylan were like, oh, okay, we're about to I killed this guy, and a tank comes in, and then one of our friendly tanks rolls in, or two of them roll in, fucking shoot that tank, and then a fucking airplane comes, drops a bomb, kills the tank, and we're fucking sitting there freaking out. The music's going, all this shit. I'm just like, but those are the only two games, and because Battlefield, the fucking music in Battlefield is fucking. Was the orchestrator in Halo? Did he work with Battlefield? I think he did. But I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, even Corey was mentioning it, and I didn't bring it up, but she was just
okay.
I didn't say anything. I want her to, and she just brought it. She's like, why is this music so good? Like, I feel like, and those moments don't happen over and over and over, so they don't get old. So when you're in a big battle, and then floods coming at you, and then she really liked, and I didn't realize this. It was interesting. The Sentinels, when you're with 343 Guilty Spark, spoilers for a game that came out in 2020 or 2001. I was going to say 2001. I don't know why. I'm an idiot. But yikes. When you think you're working with 343 Guilty Spark and you're doing something good and you want to destroy the flood, and you don't know if you activate Halo, the Halo ring, it kills all sentient life. So then the flood starve. They don't have any. It gets rid of the flood's food basically. And then all of a sudden the Sentinels that were helping you destroy the flood and Elite, they turn on you, and now you have to fight them. And she's like, oh, we have to fight that. That's so just that little thing of having these 3 groups or 4 groups. There's humans, the flood, the Sentinels, and then the Covenant. So just having those, and then kind of the interplay between those, we're playing for a few hours, we're fighting Covenant. And then all of a sudden the flood comes out. So we're fighting the flood. Oh my God, now the flood and Covenant are fighting. Now the Sentinels are helping us. Oh, thank God, I have a relief. Oh, we have help. That's cool. That's a cool feeling to have in the game. And now the Sentinels, and then they turn on you. And you're oh, okay. So just that kind of, the change of gameplay, the change of enemies was so well done. And there's games like that could use those features and those mechanics today, but for some reason they don't. I don't know why at least I haven't felt that way.
Well, and then I think when I can't remember when the Forerunners are introduced in Halo.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're talked about the Forerunner structures and all that stuff, and they're just. And then I heard
has she been killed by the Guardians yet?
No, not yet. No.
Dude, I get. Tell me when she freaks out. It said I died by the Guardians. What does that mean? What does that mean? Everyone who played Halo always wondered what the fuck that meant.
Who are the Guardians?
Yeah, who's the Guardian? What?
There was something. There's which was isn't in the Master Chief Collection. There's terminals now that give you these like 3-minute.
That's
like
right. I remember that. Yep.
Like the backstories. At first, they were just. I remember in Halo 2 or 3 they had them, and I think they were just texts before. But I think they went back and implemented them into all the games as you go through the single player. And so I was like, "What the hell is this?" And I go into it, and it's just a 3-minute video about 343 Guilty Sparks, like kind of backstory or whatever. And Corey couldn't give two shits about a 3-minute long. Rightfully so. She didn't grow up with this game.
Yeah, she didn't, yeah,
and I'm sitting there like, shut up. But she's like, when is this going to, are we still playing the game? How long is it? And it took her out. So any kind of terminal I see, I realized I have to go back alone and experience those things. Yeah. But that game, and as much as those two parts annoyed the shit out of me because I had no idea where I was getting shot from. And just the accuracy they have from miles away.
You're like, do you have a lock-on system? Is this Metroid? Are you Samus Aran?
I understand you're aliens that, can travel at the speed of light. But besides that, why can you shoot me from that distance? There's also more news stories I want to get your little opinion on. There was, what is this? You might have missed Days Gone 2. I guess Sony had a meeting and they were discussing what a next game they were going to put their resources towards what. And someone pitched the idea of Days Gone 2, the motorcycles freaker game. Yeah. And I thought that game always looked interesting. You played it. You didn't like it that much because it was buggy.
Yeah. No, it wasn't buggy. I think there was a couple bugs, but I have to play it again. I don't even know if it'd be. I'd have to get my PS4 back from my brother and then
you should be able to play it on. Oh, you should be able to play it on PS5.
Well, yeah, but I don't think it's scaled to it. I don't think it's scaled to it. Or what's the word I'm looking for? Optimized for next gen. I mean, I can't, but I'd have to buy a fucking whole PlayStation 5 again.
But you have a PlayStation 5, don't you?
No, that's Danny. She just fucking keeps it here.
I know, but can't you
have
download
really any other place?
I don't know the PS. PlayStation
I don't
Network.
even.
Can't you just download your old profile?
Yeah, I should be able to do that and just play. Yeah, but
okay.
But yeah, I could just do that. But no, it was just how the motorcycle drove. I mean, it wasn't the TV I was playing on. I don't know. Maybe I just gotta like adjust it. I mean, I continued to play it because there's a lot of cool aspects of that game, and now I really can't remember
cool. It looked really. When I saw gameplay of it, I was like, oh man, I wish this was on Xbox. This is a game, motorcycles. It was cool. Granted, the loud noise from the motorcycle would attract, in my head, zombies.
I think it does. I actually think it does in the game.
But then I wouldn't drive that kind of motorcycle. I would drive a quiet motorcycle. In my head, I'm thinking,
dude, I really wish you could find a PS5 because there are so many games that I want to go into so much depth with you. Oh my god. Oh dude. I really wish, Chase.
Gonna break out. Maybe one day I'll buy a PS5 when there's got to be a price drop on it. Eventually, I'll get the digital version.
You mean like?
But then I couldn't buy you. Then I couldn't buy you.
Dumbass.
So I don't. I'm fine. There's too many games on the Xbox. Why am I gonna play and then download it on PC? I can't. There's too many games to play right now.
First of all, any game that's on Xbox, you haven't played. I mean, you played a little bit of God of War. You haven't played Ghost of Tsushima. You haven't played Spider-Man. You haven't played Horizon Zero Dawn.
I know. So imagine when I get them, I'm going to have so many games to play.
I know. That's what I'm saying. But those games, the games that are on Xbox, ignore those games. Play those games.
I'm not going to ignore the Xbox games. Xbox is my home.
Yes, it doesn't make any sense.
Xbox is my home. I've been a fan since the original Xbox. 360 took care of me. The Xbox One screwed me over. Those people, I don't know what they were thinking. They ruined it. And now Phil Spencer's got Xbox back on track. Okay? We're getting MLB The Show, which is insane. We're getting MLB The Show on Xbox. Sony is making a game. They're developing it. That's coming out on Xbox Game Pass for free. which is the craziest like big dick move I've ever seen in my life, because Microsoft is basically going, oh, you want the MLB The Show to be an exclusive? Well, you're going to make it. You're going to make it, okay? And we're going to give you a little bit of money, but it's going to come out on our Game Pass platform.
You know, it's funny.
Day one. Now what? What? Huh? Say something.
I can't remember what
That's
I was.
Nuts.
I was on Twitter, but I can't remember. I was reading something on for Xbox. I can't remember what it was. And there's some just jackass. He's just shitting on Xbox. He's like, fuck Xbox. You know, we got fucking exclusives. And I commented. I said, Xbox has better UI. It's faster. It's more multiplayer friendly. And I said also Microsoft could buy out Sony if they wanted to. So sit down.
The whole company could be if they wanted to.
You didn't reply. You just probably read it.
Like it's like the exclusives. They have amazing exclusives. Their online network is not as good as Xbox Live is. Yeah, Xbox Live, and it's not Xbox Network. No matter what anybody says,
I don't give a
no. It's Xbox Live forever.
You and I literally grew up
on Xbox Live.
On Xbox Live since Xbox One.
But I wanted to. So Days Gone 2 was. I want to go back to this article that.
Sure. Sorry. I know we got.
We always do that, which is fine. Days Gone 2 was pitched to Sony, and Sony said no, and the game would have featured co-op. That would have been a feature in it, which would have been really cool. I think that would have been awesome. But they decided to remake The Last of Us again. They're remaking it. They're remastering. So instead of it's a cheaper way to do that.
No, of course it is. That's exactly what they're doing. They don't want to spend money. They don't want to spend money.
The reason, but they have to make a sequel to the game, it should be cheaper because they already have the base game. So I'm thinking it would be like an Assassin's Creed type, like the first Assassin's Creed wasn't as good as the second one was unbelievable. Like that's where the series took off. I think that had legs and they made it amazing. So all the issues people had with Days Gone, the first one, could have been fixed in the second one if they would have fixed it correctly. It would have been an amazing game possibly. They would have got all the feedback, all of the, the reviews, and then just, okay, we're going to make this game to where it's going to be more accessible to everybody. People are going to like it. There's things in it that we're going to get rid of. And I'm just like, a game that I never played, that I was a fan of, that I'm like, okay, I like the direction this is going, but it gets taken out. We could get a new experience or a remastered version of something that we've already had. There's already been a remaster to it. So they're doing another version of it, and they're not remaking it. They're just making it a PS5 version.
Yeah.
So I'm just, what do we do? Why are we remaking these games that are already good? This isn't Halo, the original, where they're remaking it from 2001. Yeah. This is The Last of Us. So I'm just thinking,
if you cash grab, that's all it is.
I don't know.
It's like Epic. It's like Epic and Fortnite, dude. Any skin that I see in their store, it gives a detail. It says was released in season 1, season 2, and they're literally just reselling the skins. And they're making millions. They don't have to spend any money on new skins. They're like, because they have so much content in that game, they're just taking the old content that they had and then reselling it, saying, hey, you remember this skin? Because there's a lot of times that people miss out on skins. They're like, oh, I remember that skin. Oh, my God, I never got it. Buy it. Epic's like, oh, yeah. Fucking A, man. Dude, when you make these games, when you make any kind of company, it'll be if you can get people in it, like Apple is self-sustaining. Doesn't matter what. Call of Duty, self-sustaining. Epic, Fortnite, self-sustaining. It doesn't matter. Apple, Samsung, it doesn't matter what happens. It will always make money. And that's what it is, man. Microsoft, Sony, self-sustaining company.
I think it'll do it for a while, like Fortnite and things like that, but things fall off. Like Halo used to be the first-person shooter everyone played. It was the most popular first-person shooter.
Well, everything falls off, of course, but you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, so like I don't know if they can do whatever they want, but like within reason.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
because nowadays, especially people definitely call gaming companies out, and yeah. So.
Well, yeah. I mean, the internet's always been here, like, and the fans have always been there to kind of push back on some of the.
But that
tactics of. Well, of course,
but I don't know if it's been as prevalent as it has been now. I don't know. Like would you say 10 years ago, maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years ago, I wouldn't say, there's been too many people who would, gaming companies would get away with a lot of stuff. And like now, like EA,
the
people
internet
hold EA to their fire.
Yeah, I mean, we're having this discussion right now on the internet, and we're just two idiots that play video games. So there's millions of us doing things like this. So I
getting
guess
information out, more information out there to people.
Just that conversation, it's in the zeitgeist or whatever, and it's interesting because video games is bigger than movies, music, and all those other things combined. Like that's how big video games is. So I'm just I don't think it got the kind of respect. So when I think the video game companies are just all, hey, this is a way to make money, and then when your customers go, hey, we don't like that.
We don't like that.
So as long as if there's a big enough voice to it, and then if also, like I said, you vote with your wallet. If you don't buy a game, if they see a downtick or something, like with Assassin's Creed, they started to see a downtick with it. They took a year or two off. They were like, hey, people aren't liking this game we're making, and we want to release a game every year, every 2 years, Assassin's Creed. How do we do that? Oh, we have to redo it, add RPG elements, make it more open world, not as linear.
But I still think it's hilarious.
What?
You didn't like Origins? And I told you, I remember specifically said, okay, if you don't like Origins, you're not gonna like Odyssey.
I love Odyssey.
And you played Odyssey, you're like, I love it. I'm like,
I don't understand. I don't know if it was Origins. It was okay, but I just didn't. They took out.
Dude, I loved Origins, man. I loved how you could fucking scale and navigate the pyramids.
Oh, of course. Well, yeah. Obviously, when you're scaling pyramids, you're like, this is. I love that. Which is one of the reasons I always play the Assassin's Creed games is just for like the historical references. Like they get into really good detail, and I love watching the YouTube videos where like an actual archaeologist or historian will talk about how they took like a real area and then like kind of condensed it to make it fun for the player. It's because in real life, it's a lot of that shit's more spread out, but you don't want to be walking around and taking a 3 miles from pyramid to pyramid.
It was just like I think we talked about this before. The Notre Dame, that building, remember, it burned down, and they used Assassin's Creed, the build of Notre Dame. I can't remember what game it was in. They used that build to rebuild it. I was like,
because they rebuilt it so well. They rebuilt it so well. Yeah. And all that.
Insane.
It's nuts.
It's fucking nuts, and it's a 3D dimensional. And they probably gave them. They're like, oh yeah, you can use
just buy our game, and then go into what is it like tourist mode. You go into tourist mode and
just walk around, and just look at it.
Look around. Yeah.
Holy shit! Or you even do that with VR. But VR, with Assassin's Creed, it's more 3-dimensional. You can see it better. You can see the details better.
Just like going there and actually seeing that, and then I watched the historian talk. She never saw the game before, but she's going in and she's describing the painting she's seeing, and she was like, "Oh yeah, that mural." And now it's all, they had it back then, so now it's all like, it looks like like that brown. All the colors are washed away, but it was really bright and vibrant back then. And then that's when the game takes place, and she was like, "Oh my god!" She actually that's beautiful. And she was watching, like, she's all, that pattern is actually in that temple or building or whatever it was. But it was really, really cool.
Yeah, I know. I think that's another reason why Assassin's Creed games were so fucking popular is because just all the historical.
They go back to really good times.
Yeah, it's like, dude, man.
They go back to really, really good times.
Definitely couldn't go back to the American Revolution nowadays, so it would be racist.
Well, I loved that's one of the reasons I loved Assassin's Creed 3 is because it dealt with that stuff. And then they had a DLC where you were a black slave that broke out of his was it that, or was it a Black Flag? I think it was Black Flag. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think it was Black Flag.
Black Flag had that where you're a black slave and you basically break your chains and become a pirate captain. And I'm just like,
yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
That's a perfect story. And I was for the whole like, well, we have to have. It was just a badass story.
Yeah. And that's the thing.
Or be like, hey, who do we have to play to?
That right there, that is like, because I like, as I see a lot of these movies about racism back then, I'm like, okay, that's fine. But the reason why they have that, the reason behind it is because, one, it's a cash grab, okay, obviously, and two, they're using that to try to say, look how racist America is. Look, you see, and I'm like.
Well, it's like a lot of our stuff was built off of that, off those things, but then they conveniently forget all of the good things that come with America.
Yeah, of course.
So that's what I'm like, and it shouldn't be that, but like saying that there shouldn't be racism is like saying there shouldn't be violence. Like there's going to be, I think it's a neurological, it's a neurological like deficiency, I think, to think that way about another human being. So that's like saying, we have to get rid of all stupid people. Like, let's get rid of racism completely. Like, no,
well, that's what I say.
We should punish if there's a hate crime or anything. We should punish just crime in general. That's a crazy idea. But if there's those feelings inside, I don't know if you can fix that. I don't know. Like, no. I've seen to a certain degree, I think you can with like the masses, because I've seen that there's some black jazz musician. He was on Joe Rogan, and he would go to the KKK members and just have like conversations with them. And a lot of those people would denounce it and completely. So I think you can, but it's through like experience and education. But I think it comes to a point where some people are just dumb.
Yeah, well, of course.
They're going to think that way regardless.
And that's what I usually say too.
Fix those people.
That's usually what I say too. If I get into an argument with anyone on TikTok or Facebook, whatever. I love it. It gives me time, especially time to kill at fucking work, man. I'll be there for just like a couple hours just arguing. But I like it when multiple people are coming at me, because then I can see other point of views. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of interesting. But what could I say that makes more sense, or that's more logical, whatnot? But that's usually what I say. People, I say America does not stand for racism. Yes, there's individual racism, but America does not stand. America nowadays, and for the longest time, America does not stand for racism. And then I say, now, individual racism, we can try to get rid of that, but it's impossible. It's an impossible task for human beings to do. Because what I always say is trying
to be perfect.
Yeah, that's what I say. And I said, trying to get rid of all racism in the world is like trying to rid the world of all evil. It's impossible. We can't do it. We can't do it.
We just have to deal with it. You
deal with it. Ignore those people.
Deal with it. Yeah.
As long as those people aren't discriminating or causing hate crimes, they can say whatever they want. Just ignore them. Ignore why would you even listen to that? Why would you listen to that? That's what I understand.
It's like people who get mad of something that's on TV when you can change the channel. Yeah. You can just not listen to them. It's real.
Like Dave, you clicked on my face, motherfucker.
Yeah, like and it's real weird. There's a volume, and then there's a channel, and there's an on and off button. Just press if you don't like something somebody's saying.
What's going on in my TV right now? Just go over like, hey, hold on, look.
You have the freedom of choice. That's what this whole country was supposed to be built on. Is freedom. Yeah, but there was something I had a funny joke because the founding fathers, when people say, oh, they didn't let black people couldn't even vote back then, they couldn't. But a lot of white people couldn't vote either. Poor white people couldn't vote. You couldn't vote unless you owned land, like a whatever. So because the founding fathers thought that if you're poor, you didn't have the intellectual ability to vote on who should run everything. Yeah. So it's like if you're a poor person working on the farm, you're not educated enough to know that. But now if you have land and you figured out a way to get land, okay, you're smart enough to know.
Which is so weird, man.
Which is a weird concept just in general. But then if you're looking at them, they're landowners. They're the people who own all that stuff. So they wanted to keep the power within them. So like, is it a race issue? Or is it like a class issue that has like a subcategory of racism to it? We're like, hey, let's put them all.
Of course. Both, yeah.
Yeah, so it's an interesting thing. It's not just all black people couldn't vote and all white people could. Yeah. Like it got to that point like eventually because obviously the rules or whatever laws changed. But then when you write, all men are created equal in your thing, like, and you have this we're all equal kind of deal. And then as time goes on, I think we stamped out. We're stamping out the impurities, I guess, of our society. And it's just slowly but surely we're taking a hammer to a piece of metal and we're just trying to get all that shit out. It's going to hurt because obviously I don't know if that's really good. That's a good metaphor.
No, yeah, you're right.
It's going to hurt because we're pounding it, but hopefully the end product is a really nice, almost perfectly pristine piece of metal. I'm guessing that in my head I'm thinking that. But like there's growing pains.
Yeah,
like
of course.
So I don't understand this perfect world. Everyone think like we don't live in a perfect world. It won't ever be perfect. We should strive to get that we should shame the people who do that. But to like put this stamp, what I see a lot of is America is inherently racist. And I'm like, I've been white 35 years. I've never heard a white person, maybe because they know I like different cultures or have black friends or have Mexican friends, or I don't know what it is, but maybe they know that secretively. But I've never experienced a white person looking down on another. The only time I've heard actual racism is one time from a person of color and another time from another person of color towards other people of color. So I'm just, I don't understand that kind. But just because I haven't experienced it doesn't mean it's not real.
But you know, but you know what they would say? They would say, well, it's because of your white privilege. It's your white privilege. Okay. Oh my God. I would love some of this white privilege because I have never experienced that ever.
You don't know. You don't know. Yeah, and that's the weird thing is that trying to wrap my head around that is like, no, you have this privilege, but you can't measure it or see it. And I'm just like,
so then it's not real?
But so like in my brain where I take things literally, and some things have nuance, and I try to see things from different points of view, but it's just I don't understand how if like, so even poor people they have certain advantages that other people don't have sometimes.
That's that's economic privilege. That's all that it is.
That's not white privilege. Yeah, well, that's everybody. Well, then, and I'm just like, you can't discriminate. I got into a discussion with someone who's like, well, everything has to be. Discrimination shouldn't be in any aspect based off of like what you look like, your skin color, all these other things. And then in my head, I'm thinking, so I watch basketball all the time. I'm like, well, does basketball discriminate against short people? I was like, there's no,
I wouldn't say necessarily because
there's more tall people.
Well, yeah.
There's been tall people. The majority of people in the NBA are tall.
So but hold on. Is that just people who are taller choose to play basketball because they're taller and it's easier for them, or is that?
Well, I think they know because they're tall, they have an advantage.
Yeah.
So if you have an advantage, you're tall. You can't work hard to be tall.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do besides the little people, the midgets who get those little extenders in their legs. That's the only time you can be tall, and then their arms to just be 6 feet, so they can have a normal. They can work a normal job. They can lift shit or whatever.
Well, you know what's I get what you're saying.
So like, you have an advantage of being white. You can't help being white, but if you're tall, you could get. If you're short, you get discriminated as far as basketball goes. You're not as good. Whatever. But people won't, I guess, look at you. So like the shorter players have to play, I don't know, better to get recognized. So is that a form of discrimination? I'm trying to wrap my head. I'm trying to put myself like.
But you know what's funny? I don't know. This will be my last point because I gotta get going. But
you gotta go.
But I saw this video where I don't know if I talked to you about this. But I saw this video where this guy, he was it's fairly recent. He was just going around, I think he was in Long Beach. He was going around asking people, about white privilege and if they could explain what it is. And most of them couldn't really explain it. And then this one Mexican couple, they said, well, white privilege is like, and a side note, it's really funny but anyways, I'll say that after. This Mexican couple said, well, white privilege is getting seated in a restaurant before a black person. And the dude, he's like, well, or what restaurants are doing that? And of course, well, we don't know any right now. Of course. But he made a really good point, and he transitioned, or not transitioned. He did a really good comparison of economic privilege and white privilege. He was talking to these two girls, and they agreed that white privilege is, you get better opportunities than black people, this and that, whatever, people of color. He goes, okay, well, let's compare your white privilege to, I don't know, someone like LeBron James, his children. He goes, do you think you have better opportunities than LeBron James' children? She goes, no, of course not. He goes, but you have white privilege. She goes, oh, well, I guess completely demolishes it. Why? Because LeBron James has economic privilege.
I think it's a class-based issue.
That's economic, class, economic, that's what it is.
It's a class-based issue, but like there's also subtle racist shit that goes on as well, but I don't know if that is...
But you got to prove it. You got to prove that.
Yeah, which is
and if you can prove it, that goes against discrimination laws, and they can get in trouble. There's nothing. It's not racist. But I showed that video to Kim because I know she's very liberal, and you know what she took from the Mexican couple, what they said. she took that. She said, "Oh well, no. So no, there is racism because that Mexican couple experienced that at the restaurants." I said, "What are you talking about? They said that that's what they consider white privilege. They never said that they experienced that." So, and it's just funny how
they couldn't bring up the restaurant.
Yeah, that did that, but she took that. What she heard in her head when she saw the video is that they experienced that. I said, no, you're wrong. And that right there, that's what liberals do. They hear what they want. Like, I don't know if maybe she's just mistaken, but that's what they.
That's anybody, not just liberals. Like they
more. I would say more so liberals. More so liberals, progressives.
They go a little too crazy from my point of view. It's like, where nothing is fun anymore. We can't make fun of anybody. And I'm just like, come on, can we? Don't take yourself so seriously. But that's besides the point. But I think when you hear something, when you hear content, like if we watch a movie and we hear something, we can get two totally different things out of like a line of dialogue.
Yeah, of course.
So I think that's what it is, but it's to a more serious scale as far as race or discrimination.
Yeah, but it's just kind of funny how when I show someone who's more liberal, they immediately interpret someone saying something that could be racist. They interpret that's their experience. Is it really such a coincidence that my cousin's now maybe because she's not extreme. She's definitely not extreme. But if she saw it again, if she saw it again, would she admit like, oh, okay, all right, maybe she would. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, but like I said, it's just funny how she immediately goes to that. You see what I'm saying? Like
it's a knee-jerk reaction because you want to be nice. You want to be the nice person. You want to be the thoughtful.
Yeah, she's overly nice. Yeah.
Which is not a bad thing. Which is why I think liberals are trying to be nice, but they don't know the road that they're going down.
And then there's video. This video is old. You know how they say that voter ID is racist, and the reason Joe Biden came out and said, well, the reason why they don't have that is because they don't know where the DMV is. They don't know how to get online. And I'm like. And then there's a video where this dude he was talking to white people in like one part of a city. Where's Harlem? Is that in Chicago? New York? Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know any of those.
We don't. Yeah, Harlem's in New York.
I don't. Yeah, I'm West Coast. But so he was in one different part of the city of New York, and then he's talking to these white people who he asks about voter ID and if it's racism and why it is, and all of them said the same thing. He interviewed like 4 or 5 different white people. They're like, oh yeah, because they don't know, they don't have access, they don't know how to get there. And he goes to Harlem. He's asking like 4 or 5 different black people. He's like, do you have ID? They're like, yeah. He's like, well, people are saying that voter ID is racist, and that you guys don't know how to get IDs. They're like, what are you talking about? They're baffled. They're all of them are baffled. And he's like, do you guys know where the DMV is? He's like, yeah, it's over here on this street and this street. I'm like,
I don't know where my DMV is.
That's the most racist shit. That's the most racist shit that you could ever say, especially our president. That's actual racism. Well, it's because they don't know where. What do you mean? What are you talking about? And there's actually a funny TikTok video where it shows Joe Biden. It shows, yeah, I know, yeah, exactly. There's a funny TikTok video where it shows Joe Biden that clip where he's like, they don't know how to get there, and it shows like a black person. He's like crawling around like a monkey, and he has like a laptop, and he's like freaking out what it is, like he's making fun of him, what I'm saying, and then like a Mexican guy, he's like
Joe Biden is actually like saying black people are or whatever, yeah,
and I'm like, but remember, nothing is absolute in our Constitution.
That's weird. It's all theories and ideas. I don't know.
Dude, my eyes when I'm reading, what?
You're just losing your mind. But you gotta go to work, sir. You gotta go to work and get out of here.
I got everything packed, so yeah, go ahead.
I'm glad you have everything packed. This has been another episode of the Video Games and Nonsense podcast. I'm Chase Carter. That's
Raymond Woods. Ray Woods. Pick it.
We appreciate you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next week.